Hello and welcome to the Orlando World's Sunday Showdown. This week's episode features the first two attractions of the semi-finals of the tournament going head-to-head for their place in the grand final, with Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure going up against Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. Let's look at both of these attractions before we head into the first of 5 rounds. One of the biggest openings in theme park history saw crowds of Wizarding World of Harry Potter fans queue up for over 10 hours to be among the first to experience Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which opened on the 11th of June 2019 at Universal's Islands of Adventure in the Hogsmeade area of the park. The ride offers a truly magical experience with a surprising amount of speed and power as you blast your way erratically through the Forbidden Forest on board the unique motorbike and sidecar vehicle. The coaster is currently the most expensive roller coaster attraction ever built at the cost of over $300 million, featuring some of the most advanced animatronics ever created, bringing to life the world of Harry Potter like never before. Disney though unleashed arguably its biggest franchise to battle with the popularity of Universal's marquee attractions. Their answer was the development of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, the most expensive land expansion to any theme park in the world at over $1 billion. The Rise of the Resistance attraction opened a few months after the land, on the 5th of December 2019 at Hollywood Studios, and instantly became one of the most highly anticipated attractions ever built. The ride combines several types of experiences to create the ultimate attraction, using walk-through, flight simulators, drop tracks, and a trackless dark ride. Rise of the Resistance is regarded as quite simply the most ambitious and most impressive theme park attraction ever built. Now let's head into the first of 5 rounds and see which of these two attractions will advance to the grand final in the coming weeks. Let's go to round 1. At Universal's parks, the bar is continuing to rise in terms of building super immersive rides and experiences. One of the most immersive of these is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which takes a high-speed chase through the Forbidden Forest, where you visit Hagrid's hut and come face-to-face with some magical creatures along the way. The ride itself is so well designed, it gives the feeling of flight with the motorbike and sidecar flying around through the air, in a way which would be so realistic and similar to what you experience from the movie franchise. The theme itself is so immersive, with so much detail throughout all areas of the ride, with some clever special effects, and incredibly realistic animatronic figures, adding to the realism, bringing you deeper into the Wizarding World like never before. The ride has pushed the boundaries of themes, especially around roller coaster rides, which has cleverly built a story-based journey as you ride the coaster, taking roller coasters to the next level, and drawing you deeper to the Harry Potter world in incredible ways. Anything that Universal have created though, has been met with stiff competition in terms of creating impressive theme park environments. Disney is no different, and with Rise of the Resistance, Disney went to incredible lengths to create a small part of the Star Wars universe. Riders are drafted into the multi-layered experience of the recruits of the Resistance, and are taken into the Resistance Control Center, where you come into contact with cast members who effectively play roles while you await to board the First Order fleet transport vehicles to reach the escape pods. The ride features a giant lobby area with hundreds of stormtroopers, an encounter with 80 anti-ats, and a host of characters from the movie franchise, as well as some incredible special effects. The story and action are great, and the theme is so incredibly detailed that it really does take you straight into the Star Wars universe in unimaginable ways, in what is deemed as currently the greatest modern-day attraction at any theme park in the world. So in round 1, although it's intensely close, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance just sneaks the first point, for being a multi-platform experience, and for the sheer scale of the immersion involved as we now head into round 2. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure was originally planned to be an extremely high-capacity roller coaster ride, where it was designed to hold a similar capacity to the ride it replaced, Dragon Challenge, which had 2 tracks and a high capacity. but initially the ride was plagued with operational problems, and was due to operate with up to 12 trains on the near 1-mile-long track, but this was drastically reduced to keep operational downtime to a minimum. The motorbike and sidecar trains are capable of holding 14 riders in each train, 7 rows with 1 ride on each of the bike and sidecar, bringing a total hourly capacity of 2,400 riders. Originally capacity was due to be much higher, but with operational issues, it was revised down to limit any problems with maintenance. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance has a fairly standard ride capacity, which since officially opening has been limited to boarding groups throughout each day, which made it extremely hard to accommodate all riders in each day. Each trackless motion-controlled vehicles hold 8 riders, seated in 2 rows of 4, with dozens of vehicles moving off in groups at a time. Capacity for the ride isn't as high as it could be for such a major attraction, given its incredible popularity, but for how complex the ride is to operate with several ride systems, it's understandable that capacity isn't as high as it needs to be for such a big attraction. But it still has a good capacity for being a multi-operational attraction. You certainly get plenty of entertainment for the short ride duration. Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure is billed as being a story coaster ride, with a lot of themed elements and the most launch sections ever built on a roller coaster anywhere in the world, with 7 launch sections, with the added time needed for the drop sections. The ride lasts a bit longer than most standard coasters do, with an average ride duration of 3 minutes. It's a fairly exhilarating ride, which leaves you wanting more, although the ride time is ample enough to provide a wonderful although it's fairly lengthy for a roller coaster duration. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance is a blockbuster attraction, which operates multi-ride systems and gives several different experiences within one ride. The attraction operates for an impressive 18 minutes of time, with a few minutes given to the pre-show, with a few other interactive elements before the main part of the attraction, which lasts almost 10 minutes in itself and one of the most incredible attractions ever built. For 18 minutes, you would be very hard pushed not to feel incredibly immersed in the environment throughout the very long run time, which passes by very well, with a well-balanced ride, with some great pacing throughout. So in round 3, Rise of the Resistance comfortably takes the point for duration, as we head into the penultimate round. Unmistakably, the Harry Potter franchise has become one of the main franchise players within the Universal Resorts, so much so that it spawned 2 lands and several attractions. One of the most highly anticipated attractions was Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, which had a lot of high expectations with the replacement ride of the former Dragon Challenge ride. But Hagrid's pushed the boundaries and created an incredible story roller coaster ride, which stretched the imaginations of the riders and transported them straight into the ride in much greater detail than many roller coaster rides do. The attraction has been so incredibly popular that after almost 2 years in operation, it still regularly is in high demand to ride by theme park guests, and is one of the best attractions at Islands of Adventure. Star Wars: Rise of the Resistance opened a few months later than the incredibly ambitious Star Wars Galaxy's Edge land at Hollywood Studios. The extra few months needed to complete the attraction definitely helped Disney to perfect the ride, ensuring the experience was a true-to-life for the Star Wars franchise as was technically possible. The ride was so highly anticipated that Disney quickly had to operate a boarding group system, which saw guests arrive before the park opened to try and book a slot to ride. It was so incredibly popular that it was extremely difficult to guarantee a boarding group to ride, which has often led to much disappointment for many park guests. So in the penultimate round, although incredibly close with two popular attractions, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance just takes the point going into the fifth round. One of the things that the wizarding world of Harry Potter has been able to achieve over the last few years is create super immersive, highly detailed experiences that take fans of the franchise deeper into the universe like never before, and as expected, no expense was spared in creating what is considered the best roller coaster experience in Orlando. The ride is themed so well, and with multiple launch sections each adding a different experience to the ride. It's fast, and offers such a liberating experience from a different perspective, particularly from the bike side of the coaster cars, allowing you to feel much more control of the ride than ever before. It's simply one of the most gratifying experiences for any roller coaster ride ever built. And it just raises the bar in terms of what can be achieved with roller coaster rides to draw people into the worlds on greater levels. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is considered Disney's marquee attraction, with its thrilling blend of traditional Disney style animatronics with added screen technologies which add to the immersion. Rise of the Resistance in terms of actual ride thrills comes mostly from the flight simulator elements which offer the most of actual thrilling movement, but the entertainment, with the story, special and visual effects, and the sheer scale of the attraction, along with the use of multiple ride systems, make this attraction feel so incredibly realistic that it's easy to see why this is considered to be the standard bearer of theme park attractions. The bar has certainly been raised to incredible levels with Rise of the Resistance, providing not just an exciting theme park ride, but an overall experience taking you completely into the environment from the second you enter the line. It's considered the best current theme park attraction in the world, and it's easy to see why, with its thrilling action-packed scenes and amazing larger-than-life world. But in the fifth and final round, the point for thrill factor goes to Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure for being a more thrilling experience in terms of the actual ride. So after all 5 rounds, we do now know our first of 2 finalists this week. Which does sadly mean that for the wonderful Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure the journey comes to an end. The roller coaster attraction has not only set the bar incredibly high for future roller coaster attractions, but has shown what can be achieved in terms of storytelling, particularly in regards to operation on a roller coaster ride, which is difficult to do. The attraction is a wonderful addition to the wizarding world of Harry Potter, and is easily one of the most immersive roller coasters ever built, which will continue to be a major theme park attraction for years to come. Star Wars Rise of the Resistance advances to the next round. Join us next time for the second of the semi-final matchups where Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts goes into battle with Avatar Flight of Passage. See you next week. We hope you enjoy this video. Please support us by subscribing to our channel. You can find us on social media platforms. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Orlando Worlds, and on Instagram at the Orlando Worlds. Thanks for watching.